Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, we're live. Seconds later. I'm gonna roll up this window real quick. Okay, we should be good. Good morning, Wheel Burner. Valued channel member, thank you for being first. I'm a little later than I wanted to be this morning, but I was lazy. Being lazy this morning. I'm really bummed out. I mean, I'm not really bummed out, but I'm kind of bummed out. So I have been home all week. Let me just catch you up. I've been home all week. Got home on Monday or Tuesday to get my truck in for the B service, right? Because it's time. I'm at 205,000 miles since last April. And I always keep my PMs up on time because, I have a great warranty. I got to maintain it, and all that other stuff. And for safety and compliance. So I got my truck in the shop. That took, 2-3 days. And then there was a problem with one of my tires. 2 of my tires turned out to be. And so I had to go down to the tire shop. I had to have them fix that. Then I went back down to the shop. I had them check something, try to clear my codes off. The codes wouldn't clear off. So then I had to go back down to the tire shop, have another tire put on. And then by, Friday, I'm ready to go. And trying to find a load on Fridays. So found something, bottom of the barrel type, auto parts thing, because I'm in Michigan and, those are going to run, and a lot of times they're critical or whatever. Anyway, it was only $300 load, $400 load. Didn't make sense. Really didn't make a whole lot of sense. And then, so I booked a couple of, good morning. I'll get to the comments in a second. So then I got all ready to go. I even booked up a load for Monday and Tuesday. Okay, got all ready to go. A little off my schedule, but I don't care. I got to get back to making money. I've been home for a lot of days, etc. Right? I put in fuel because I'm going to run this load. It's going to come out of my settlement, pay for my fuel. And then I get started on the way to this trip. I even had Kinley in the truck. I was going to take her on this little short truck to ride with me. And we get, there's trouble with my tires. And I was like, man, maybe I should I'll put some Fix-A-Flat in it. I'll air it up and we'll monitor it, right? Because I just got the tires all serviced. That was my first judgment, which I disagree with now. But anyways, I got started and then my conscience is talking to me. And so I'm like, this tire's flat. Don't go pick up a stupid load. Don't go pick up a stupid load with a flat tire. I'm like, yeah, I'm right. So I'm like, we're going to just X out the whole mission. So, because, it was kind of a heavy load, and then, there's all these risks coming because of that. My tire's flat and all this other stuff, right? So I just decided to loop right around and come right back to the truck stop. Called the broker, told him, like, I got a flat tire. I can't pick up this load. Unfortunately, it was like literally an hour and a half before the load had to be picked up. So that really bummed me out. Regardless, I feel like it was the best decision. Okay, so here I sit on Sunday. I've been home this long. I've seen all the family. I've spent a lot of quality time with the babies and everything like that. And I'm mentally ready to be gone. And I can't leave. I have to wait till tomorrow morning. So I had to cancel the other 2 loads that I had set up for Monday and Tuesday, which were pretty decent to get me out of the hole and start all over again. And so I'm going to go back to the tire shop and we're going to figure out what the heck's wrong with my tire. So at this point, I can't imagine it would be a rim issue. At this point, I think it might be a valve stem issue. I don't have enough air in that tire to create any bubbles, so I can't tell. So I'm going to be on my way in the morning back to the tire shop and whatever that's going to entail. So I did buy 2 tires. I got my tires rotated. I got my B service at the shop, and I got my new engine, brand new engine air filter. Turns out it's about $1,500 is what I'm out already. Not to mention I'm out of the whole week of work. I'm a tiny bit stressed. So, what was that? That's funny. I seen it. Okay. Anyway, thank you to my moderators. Good morning, Wheel Burner Express channel member. Kamel, Six Semper Tyrannus. Noah Calciano. I hope I'm saying that right. Calciano. Hi, Noah. Thanks for coming in. Sterling Wheel channel member. 14 months. He's been a Shan fan. Thank you. I have to change that. That's so silly. He's saying, good morning, kids. Kamal is saying, good morning. Snorlord OG says, who is this? Desbravando? I'm in Brazil. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Hello, hello to Brazil. We've already went international, guys. Anders is in the house saying, hi, Jasmine. Says him. Music City Transport. Good morning. Music City Transport. I'm gonna give you a wrench there, sir. Frenchie Lover says, what? Girl, I thanks, Frenchie Lover. Welcome in. Jasmine Morel says, I know, Slay. Frenchie Lover says, yeah. Kamal says, double tap the screen. Yeah, hit the like for me if you guys would. It helps me support the channel. Sterling says, Harold broke that bedroom window yesterday and I spilled paint in the living room. Yesterday was a flaming poop parade. So yeah, here's the thing. I literally have not, like, it has been obstacle after obstacle after obstacle all week for me. I am like, I even told Snorlander, I said, I don't think God wants me to go out this week. It's been one thing after another to stop me from leaving. The truck was only supposed to take 1 day. Ended up taking 3 because they had to order some plastic flaps for my driver wheel shrouds that are like at the front of the trailer position. They have little plastic shrouds that say, I don't know if that's the right word, plastic things that mount on top of those shrouds that say international. They look really cool, by the way. So mine were ripped from a previous trailer that, or one of them was starting to rip, but they were curled and beat up and shredded on the top from one trailer that I was pulling for whatever reason, was sitting too low or whatever. So it was rubbing those, you know, and they were really messed up. So I needed them anyways. And she told me, she said, well, the ripped one is a DOT violation. So we had to wait. We had to order that, wait that. Like, so it's just been one thing after another could hold me back. Then I get all ready and get going because I'm just fresh out the tire shop. They did all this stuff to my tires. I'm like, I'm good for winter. And I got stopped again because this tire is flat. So I've had a week like that. And I'm going to say praise the Lord on that because it helps you learn patience, right? When you face all of those little irritating challenges every day, those things are used for good and you begin to develop patience. And so for whatever reason this is happening, I trust God has got my best interest in my safety in mind, and I'm going to go with it. I'm struggling, though. I will tell you that. So, let's see. Noah sub. Thank you, Noah. Guestman is in the house saying, howdy, folks. Dr. OG Fresh says, so fine. I agree. Kamal gives his condolences to Sterling for his poo-poo week. Sterling says, today I might get a chance to edit video or go live. I would vote that you go live. If anybody would vote in the chat that Sterling goes live, please vote. Snorler says, I spoke to this dark-haired chick yesterday. She was sad. Yeah. I was a little crazy yesterday, and I'm trying to do better today. I did choose to be lazy this morning and sleep to my full capacity because yesterday was rough. Daniel Dees is in the house saying, I'm so happy. The twist is that my divine masculine Sarah is that we also have been soulmates since the beginning of creation. Okay, Daniel. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Good for you, sir. Congrats. I'm going to say that. Sterling Wheel, moderator, valued channel member, says, don't be a D in the comments. Let's see. Viva Brazil, Sterling says. Yeah, thanks for coming in from Brazil today. STTN is in the house saying, good morning, everyone. I need to hook you up too here, STTN. Let's see. There we go. I just gave you a wrench. Snorlord has a kitten in his lap. It sounds like he's having a lovely morning with no issues. So cheers to that. Everybody raise a glass to Snorlord's kitty in the lap. Delicious coffee. At home with his beautiful wife. No issues day. Six Emperor Tyranna says, I like Shannon's new hair. Yeah, I did a little ombre thing. So it's still the blonde color at the ends, but it's a fade thing. A little darker than I thought it was gonna be, so maybe it'll fade out. But yeah. And I did my little pretty nails. Which is, my nails are always looking rough. So I did the thing. I did my little manicure. It's all a little cute. Not too long, because I'm a real trucker, and real truckers, I don't know how you ladies out there with the big boobs and the big butts on the trucker channels that get lots of views and lots of money. I don't know how you operate your trucking life and career with super long nails. Kudos to you though. I can't do it. This is what we got to deal with. I got a nice little silver glitter on there with my little French manicure, and I think this is a safe length. I try to be a little practical, you know. Dr. OG Fresh says she could pull a 20-year-old. That's funny. We like jokes in this chat, by the way. So, you know, everybody relax. Get your coffee. Put a smile on. Just chill zone. Because I need that energy to come through right now. Because I'm trying to be chill. Bug Brown says, I hope that my luck isn't getting contagious. There's no such thing as luck, Buck. That rhymed. Six says she got the good hair. RGB's in the house. Channel member saying good morning. Sterling says the problem is I have enough patience, so tell the Lord to kick rocks. Gasman says Snorlord OG go live while editing. Flatbed Truckers in the house saying hello, hello, hello. Buckbound says the Diesel Deacon is considering hopping on his soapbox today sometime. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? Let's have a live. Everybody's been kind of quiet lately. Gear Jammer is in the house. You have too many mods. The more mods, the more trouble. My mods are orderly and structured, folks. And so, you know, it actually keeps the trouble out of my chat, you know. Snorler says, oh, I have issues. Will Burner says, there is nothing more relaxing than sitting in a nice lazy boy with a hot coffee and a couple of kitties curl up on your lap. I agree. Doesn't that sound like a Hallmark moment? Gear Jammer says, you're so nice. I try to be Gear Jammer. I try to live my best, be my best every day. And that's why I'm trying to not let rage come out right now. That's fighting me, my peaceful spirit. And, yeah, we're going to make it. Okay. Whatever's going on in your life right now, we're going to make it. This is just a little hiccup. Okay. It's going to be better. Joy comes in the morning. Okay. As a matter of fact, all week, joy came in the morning. And then I got punched in the stomach again. So you just keep getting up and you just keep going. You know. Moshpit Ministries is in the house saying, morning, my bad mother trucker best friend. That's my girl, Karen. Please be respectful in chat, guys. There are ladies present. Snow Lord says, chicks with extra long nails is a great indicator of high maintenance. Yeah. I can't say I wouldn't be a little bit high maintenance. Just because I'm older and I've learned the rights and wrongs of life, and there are certain, boundaries that have to be kept nowadays. Where in my 20s, I can honestly tell you, I probably didn't have a whole lot of boundaries. I still was living life to the fullest, but not really setting any boundaries. I was ready for anything. And yet I'm just an older version of that, but I've realized the value and the safety of strong boundaries in certain areas. So when a woman has boundaries, maybe that, in my opinion, that's a little more high maintenance, right, than the other. I could be wrong. You guys are guys, you deal with women from a man's perspective. Please comment, and you can argue that point all day if you want. Music City Transport says, that's it. All the challenges are just God building things up. I've had a few myself this year. Yeah, and, and it's okay. It's always bad timing, right? Why couldn't this happen to me? It's not the worst timing, however. Everything's going to be all right. I just don't like it. Okay? Forgive me. I don't like being prevented from going. The PM was okay because it's okay, we're going to invest back into the business. We're going to take care. Okay. I'll get a visit at home when while I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm being extra productive. And then it stretched out a little bit too long. And then this happened and stretched out another day and then another day. And then I'm looking for a stinking load on Friday. I'm calling Snorlord oh, man, whatever. It's a 4 o'clock. I'm calling him at 4 o'clock on Friday for a load, okay? And you already know what that is. And you know what he said? He said, Shannon. I said, I know. I was trying to salvage, because now I was ready to go. I was trying to salvage whatever I could. And it failed. Failed. Sterling says, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm prepare a nice cup of tea. Kick-ass tea. Oh, well, do tell, Sterling. What kind of tea you got? Alex22 says, hello, I am French. We got Brazil in the house. We got the USA in the house. We got France in the house. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. We try to do this every Sunday. And we just hang out and have some delicious coffee. I like to put butter in my coffee. I highly recommend it. That's pretty cool. Sterling says, greetings, France. Snorlord says, I'm not orderly or structured. Snorlord tends to lie occasionally. I don't think he means it, so forgive him. Snorlord says, I sent you a pic of my kitten watching your live feed. Kamal requests kindly, please be appropriate in the chat. Don't spam and type in English as the mutual language, folks. Just say asking kindly. Thank you, Kamal. I appreciate your moderatorship, sir. Snorkel says he's doing something scary today. Oh, what is it? Are you going to put a video up? Please let us know so we can set our alerts. Sterling says Shannon was living La Vida Loca. I kind of still am, just in a different way, don't you think? I don't do normal midlife aged things that normal women do. I said midlife. Yes, I did. Truckin' with T-Bones is in the house saying good morning, everyone. Good morning, T-Bone. I hope you are well. Blessings on you, sir. I hope all the machine equipment is working like it's supposed to and you are healing up. I heard somebody say you were driving. Are you driving? Give us an update, T-Bone. Old School New School says having boundaries is not high maintenance. Okay. You know what? And maybe that's the thing. There's the other side of it where men like to know where the women's boundaries are, so because it gives them an easier road to navigate. Am I right? Am I right? Guys like to keep things simple. So I can see where you're coming from on that aspect. Buck Brown says a man's hallmark moments usually involve other heavy equipment or things that go boom. Sterling Wheel, value channel member with the $22 super chat. Hey, look, there's a button that supports Shannon and her coffee habits. Thank you. That just bought my next box of coffee. Thank you for your support for the channel, sir. I definitely appreciate you. Shape World 15 is in the house, giving me lots of kisses and saying good morning. Thank you, Shape World. I appreciate you, girl. She has a great podcast channel going on there. She's been rocking that thing for a long time. So if you guys haven't checked out Shape World, check her out. She goes live, has some controversial, interesting conversations, talking about her story out on the road too. Six Emperor Tyrannus says, I've lived a life of reckless abandon, but I just can't bring myself to put butter in my coffee. It's a carnivore thing, sick. You know, so I wake up, I break my fast with fat and coffee, which doesn't really break your fast, but it'll hold you over till, you know, you decide to eat. So I discovered this trick when I was doing the intermittent fasting thing. So you can stretch your fast out a little bit longer because the fat in the butter will satiate your body and cure the hunger cravings for a little while. Usually I would tell you about 3 hours, then your hunger's coming back like a lion. If you're one of those people that wake up hungry, like I'm a 50-50. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really depends on, now that I'm carnivore, it depends on how much I ate the day before. Sterling says, I like cheddar cheese and black coffee. Have never tried that one. I'd like to see a video of that. Cheap Freight Hauler, value channel members in the house. Prayers for you, Snorlord. Red Lady, value channel member. Good morning, she says. We got the ladies in the house. And we're international. Like, oh, wow. Snorlord is going to the pulpit today. Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot what day. My whole week is, when I even called him, that was like, oh my God, it's Friday. Okay. That's exciting. Can I talk about it? I won't talk about it until Snorlord talks. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Maybe I'll just let him talk about it. If you'd like me to say something about it, Snorlord, I'd be happy to announce it. Drum roll in anticipation for that announcement from Snorlord. Wilburner Express says, Tyrannus, I put some questionable things in my mouth over the years, but coffee with butter in it is not one of them, nor will it ever be. I've adapted to it and it's fine for me. But I've spent most of my years of my life being a very disciplined eater, not because I'm picky, putting things in for fuel for the benefit of them, not not catering to my taste. So I don't have that hang up. So I will drink things and eat things because of their effect on my body, whether they taste good or not. So I just kind of do that. Someone needs to tell Red Lady to go home. Is she at work? What is Red Lady? Go home. You got Sterling and Harold over there busting out windows and all kinds of stuff. Big Rig CEO, good morning. Nice to see you again, sir. And Sterling Wheel says, greetings from Slovakia. Snoller says, I used to put a poison called Coffee Mate in my coffee, but I discovered butter or cream in it instead. Yeah, me too, man. I was like, I had a little bit of coffee in my cream. I was that kind of coffee drinker. And especially around this time of year, it was peppermint mocha syrup. Coffee Mate. Oh my God, is that my favorite? Peppermint mocha is my favorite. But I can't have it no more because I changed my dietary rules. I think once in a while might be okay, but as a treat, but not on the regular. Like I literally would pound that stuff every day. Chief Freya Holler would like to know from Sterling Wheel, sir, how was your first week at the new position? Snorlord OG says, we will see how it goes, then you can talk about it. Okay. Jorge Castello is in the house and you want some cream? I don't like cream in my coffee. I like butter. It's cool. Chicago Toxic Donut. I use half and half. Cream has oil in it. Right. Yeah. Now, so Chicago, do you ever get like the whole, the heavy whipping cream? That's good as a cream in the coffee. Sterling says, did everyone get my new phone number? Shannon, who doesn't respond to texts. No, I did. I saved it. I will tell you that. I was in the middle of 27 different things while I did that. I did save your new number. I'm sorry I didn't respond to tell you that I did save it. I will do that in a little while. Sterling announces that his first week was very difficult but fun because, new challenges, new things on the horizon for him over there. I'm very happy and grateful that there has been a release from trucking. A positive release for him. And now he doesn't have to do that crazy commute to work. Sterling did a job, if I may talk about this, Sterling, I'm going to because it's my channel. Sterling did a job that the more I heard about it, the more I hated it for him. But he's just so accustomed and good at what he does. He does it like Superman. I worked at Right Arrow, the FedEx. I worked at there for like 2 months. It wasn't the job that was hard. The hooking of the, doubles, driving the doubles and that. It was when it came to the weather, which was nothing compared to what this man did every day in the mountains and crazy surprise storms and ice and throwing chains and all of that. High winds, not just, more often than not. And the commute that he had to do, I would seriously, I don't even know, dude. I would not, I personally can't handle a long commute to work, even though I can drive a semi-truck like 17 hours a day, which I don't because I can only drive 11. But, I could. And be just fine with it. That drive, 45 minutes for me down there to the hub, dude, I constantly just wanted to start bawling and stick sharp ink pens in my eye sockets. Like that alone was enough for me. And somehow now I work 70 hours a week, and I'm all over the country, but it's a totally different feeling. Anyways, so the more Sterling told me, I got to do this or this happened or that, I'm just sitting there like, it is a wonder he is not like just internally combusted. I can't imagine that. That's a lot of stress for someone to do every day. And then he gets married to this beautiful lady and they start a new life, and he has to be so far away from home and the danger's high, and then now she's involved, and he's got the family at home and whatever. I'm so glad that you got a new position, Sterling. Like, I really am. Because if anybody needed a breakout, it was you, in my opinion. So I hope you don't get mad at me for talking about that, but I'm thrilled because I feel like your days are going to be so much better and happier and less stressful, and you can really decompress, because they don't even give you enough time to go home and decompress. Has anybody else in here worked at FedEx ever? 6 Emperor Tyrannus says that creme brulee was the shizit. I kicked creamer after they took the flavor off the market. You mean you can't get it? I feel like I've seen it. Like, isn't there a Coffee Mate creme brulee? Coffee Mate was getting on it. I mean, they still are. Like, they're coming out with, like, every kind of wacky flavor. And I miss it because it was fun, but I can't do it. That stuff is toxic. But I have hope, if who gets in office and attacks this health system, food system issue that we have, which I'm really excited, because he knows everything I've learned, and then he knows even more in the deeper stuff. So he knows how to fight that. I'm really excited that we have somebody that can be in place to fight that battle, because honestly, you guys would be lying if you didn't feel like this made you feel powerless in your life now, these days, right? And for your kids and your grandkids, like, and watching what they're eating and starting to learn more what's in it. That's happened to me. I'm literally like, and then you sound like a fanatic because you're like, no, you can't eat that, and then your family's looking at you like, okay, can you stop now? Right? It's very sad and disheartening. So everybody looks at me like I'm like this conspiracy theorist type person and whatever. So I feel like I have backup now, and at the right level to actually make some changes happen for the American people. So I'm thrilled about that part. So we might get Coffee Mate peppermint mocha or creme brulee in the health, like the European version, because they don't put all the toxic chemicals in there. I heard. There might be hope for us in our coffee creaming days. But here's the thing, Stick. Using the heavy whipping cream, you could probably get some extracts or whatnot, like vanilla extract and something like that, and then just blend it together with your little coffee blender and make a healthier version of it. Music City Transport says, brewing a fresh cup. Now I like coffee in my coffee with a shot of coffee. I feel you. Jorge says, use milk. Jorge, I would love to use milk, except milk isn't milk anymore in the United States. It's poison too. So the closest you can get is heavy cream. You can go to a farmer and try to get some raw milk. That's a whole tough thing, right? So I'd rather go without it. Change my gears to butter, which is extremely great for my brain every day, because it's high in butyrate, folks, and that is great for your brain. And if there's a little cholesterol in there, that's great for your brain. And it doesn't break your fast, okay? So that's really helpful. Wheel Burner says, I'm going into the terminal to put my laundry in and have a shower. I will be listening in the background channel. Yet another shower with the Wheel Burner Express. I don't know if Dar's in here, but she, if she's in here, then we're all in the shower with your husband today, Dar. I hope you don't mind. It's a friendship thing. No funny business going on. He just wants us to shower with him. Like, this is the second Sunday in a row now. I mean, it's becoming a thing. And if you're in here, then you're in there with us. So everything is okay. Chicago says, cream was making me sick and throw up. The coffee half and half. I don't do that. No, it's good. You made the right choice. Yeah, dairy doesn't agree with everybody. I agree with you there, Chicago. Bug Brown says, greetings from the state where toothpaste was invented. Fun facts. We got some fun facts in here today. Sterling Will says, in response to my talking about his situation, I absolutely hated my job. That's in all caps. I absolutely hated my job. Even hated the entire trucking industry because of it. Even reconsidering associating with truckers now. Look, if any of you are friends with Sterling Wheel, you need to stay subscribed to his channel, but be a better friend, because he's making a list and he's checking it twice on all of us, so we got to watch our P's and Q's, apparently. Jorge says, where do you live? I live in the United States, in the Midwest region. Cheap Freight Hauler says, people that can think for themselves usually have a hard time working at a large corporation. You know what? I can say that is true for myself. Good call. I had some really good jobs. They didn't pay a lot, but I was in a really, high-rise glass buildings, etc. All these perks, the best food in the cafeteria, gym downstairs, escalators everywhere. Everybody's dressed up in suits, right? All of that. But man, was it terrible. Like, I would prefer, if I had a choice to go back to that, or another choice, I would prefer working at the drive-thru at Arby's. That was one of the funnest jobs I ever had. Weird. I had a couple fun jobs from way back in the years. I delivered newspapers in Florida, in St. Petersburg. That was a freaking ball. So I was running around Florida all night in the most beautiful scenery and throwing papers. That was great. That was when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I think. And then I worked at Little Caesars. I thought that was a very fun job, making pizzas. And then the drive-thru at Arby's, that was a fun job. And I was a manager at Arby's too. That was okay. I had a pretty good, my staff loved me. And so that was kind of neat. And then trucking. Skip all the cubicle jobs in between. However, I gained a lot of technical skills. My resume looks impeccable. I have a bunch of stuff to fall back on because of that. But fun? They weren't fun. And they weren't fun. It wasn't because they were hard. It was because it was extremely boring. So I've been there, done that, and I prefer to be crazy enough to be out here in a semi-truck. Old school trucking's in the house. Saying good morning, Shannon in chat. Jorge says, shout out from Greeley, Colorado. Oh, Jorge, how you doing? Okay. Jorge's hailing from Colorado this morning. I'm all the way across the country, Jorge. But thanks for coming in and joining us for coffee. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you hit the bell. I try to do this show every Sunday. If anybody's noticed, I designed a little cool logo for this show, Trucker Cafe. I'm getting a little savvy on all the softwares and AI tools to make videos and, contribute more content and all this stuff. Like, I've had time this week to really get into some tutorials and some lessons and a lot of reading and all this stuff. It's a science. I'm treating it like a science. Probably shouldn't go so hard, but I'm trying to TikTok. I'm trying to be a TikTok affiliate too. So there's an art form to that. And I'm just about 0.18 into it. I did put up my first TikTok shop affiliate video, 2 of them, and they're terrible. But you know, you got to start somewhere. I haven't made no sales. They're really, you know, I mean, I thought the first one was pretty awesome, but the second one I did on these little microphones, wherever they are, the ones that Sterling doesn't like because they said they sound gainy, those cheap ones. That one was pretty dumb because it was a clip from the I went live on TikTok for the first time yesterday. And I tried to be all cool and talk about it. Oh, that's from my road bikes. Anyways, so I clipped out of that very first live I did on TikTok. I made a clip and I made it into a short. But I was learning as I was going live for the first time. It's kind of like, you know, I'm deer in the headlights trying to, they put all these things that come across your screen. It's terribly distracting. And then I realized, oh, I'm supposed to sell my stuff on this live. And I wasn't prepared, but I wanted to mention the product because the link was below and it's Black Friday sale, you know, time and whatever. So it was a terrible clip. I posted it anyways. Who knows? I posted it anyways, just to get one out there. I don't have a lot of time for that stuff, so I'm trying to squeeze it in. It's worth a shot. You know, you got to start somewhere. Sterling Will says, I drove Redbox to work all week and never had to put gas in it. Oh, I bet that felt fantastic. Snorlord says it's great to be home. T. Hill is in the house saying, I worked at FedEx Ground. Okay. I did it for about 2 months because I was, it was during the vid. And JB Hunt would not accept me for the position that I was applying for over there in Chicago. They wouldn't accept me. At that time, they wouldn't let you into JB Hunt unless you had 12 months solid experience. And so I was laid off from my first company with the team driving because of the vid. And so I could have stayed home and collected unemployment for however they paid it for, but I couldn't. Like I was going to freak out. So I had to go do something. And so I grabbed the FedEx job to be local. And they said that would satisfy that full 12 months. So I only worked there for 12 months. And then I decided it wasn't worth dying over. Because even me, like, it was awful. Like you would think, you go into it thinking that, oh, I'll be home every night, but you're never really home. I would run down to Toledo and do a couple turns down to Toledo and back. And shockingly enough, if you're, you know, third shift in it and you're just running back and forth to Toledo, for some reason, my circadian rhythm would not adjust. So that job almost killed me several times. And this is within just a 2-month period. And I was like, for $1,200 a week? Buck Brown says, I drove 624 miles closer yesterday to the day I'll be out. Old School Trucking says, trucking isn't all that bad. The FMCSA, the US DOT, the federal government, and each state is allowing everyone, their mothers, and the kitchen sink to obtain a CDL. Dan Rumble's in the house, slurping coffee with us today. Good morning, Dan. Yeah, you ain't lying about that, though, Old School. Snorler says, we are doing our Thanksgiving meal at church today. Oh, that's cool. I will be eating only ham and turkey. They probably honey glaze the ham, so be careful. Jorge says, no lie, I've never heard of using butter. Is it any good? Okay, so it's important that you use grass-fed butter. Okay, that's the whole point. So that you're drinking something good in your coffee for you. It's good for you. It was different at first because of you have the oily, you know, you have the butter on top and stuff like that. You don't want to let it get cold because that butter solidifies and then you got chunks in your coffee. But it's a little smooth. So I like that about it. but I drink my coffee black, so there's no good flavors. If I added more flavors in there, probably even more delicious, but I keep it very plain. And you just get used to it after the first couple cups. Six Number Tyrannus says, I'm good with black coffee. The creamer was just a treat. I've never been big on sweets. Yeah, me too. Blade is in the house saying, I shower every day. Well, that's kudos to you, Blade. Six says, I don't. Sick Bastard's in the house saying, hello. Hello, Sick Bastard. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Dan Rumble says, Arby's crew. That's how me and Dan met, you guys. Buck Brown says, word, SB. Go truck yourselves in the house saying, hey there, I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, where you been? Go truck yourself. How's everything going for you with the second truck and everything? It's all good. It's all good. Everything, knock on wood. Praise the Lord. It's all good. Mrs. A is in the house saying, good morning. Early happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You too, Mrs. A. Thank you for coming in and the holiday wishes. I'm excited for you. You guys are going to have a good time at church today. That's so awesome. Bring me a plate. Okay. Can you bring me a plate? Dan Rumble says, your staff at Arby's did love you. They did. They did. Buck Brown says, but you know, it's great when you have a good staff. And so everybody's willing to do their job. I didn't have to really fight nobody about nothing and be that kind of person. So it was almost too easy. We had a good time, and sometimes too much of a good time. Snorler says, Mrs. A is definitely the better half. Agreed. But I'm just teasing. You guys are both great. I love you both very much. Buck Brown says, miss mine more every day. Snorlord OG says, my boycott of TikTok is going well. Okay, congrats. Sick Bastard says, are they still banning TikTok in January? I don't know. Here's what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to ban it, but if the tariff thing happens, which it probably is gonna, it might drive prices up on the imported goods from the red country over there. There's two viewpoints I have on that. So I'm like, okay, cool, because that should spur American manufacturing, right? Then we should be allowed, or we should have products at our disposal with good pricing, American made. However, I mean, there's a lot of useless things that come over from there that people buy for very, very cheap. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work out, or how they're going to work that out. So that concerns me for my, because I know I buy some things from there. I'm sure I bought some Amazon things from there. I'm sure that some TikTok things are there from there. I mean, let's face it, probably most of the TikTok shopping is stuff from there. So that's going to be interesting on how that works out. Music City Transport says, Six Ember says, what's TikTok? I had a blast running the W9 into Manhattan this week. Got to get the fun when you can. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not going to Manhattan. Never. The Bull of the Woods is in the house. Happy Sunday, everyone. Jerome Jones is in the house, the International Man of Mystery. Value Channel member. Saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jerome. The Rookie Trucker's in the house. Good morning, everyone. Doing my 1P4D California to Chicago. Hope all is well. Stay safe out there, Rookie Trucker. Thanks for coming in for coffee and listening in this morning. Six Emperor Driver says, happy belated birthday, Miss. Oh, that's right. Mrs. A. Stop everything. Mrs. A had a birthday. Everybody, tell Mrs. A happy birthday. Was it yesterday? My whole week has been trash. Happy birthday, Mrs. A. Happy birthday. Buck Brown says, I'm hoping that by March, someone will be looking for her third truck. Oh, settle down, Buck. I'm okay for a while with what I got going on. I have a lot of other strategies going on that I'm focusing on right now. So the trucks are copacetic, right where we're at, right how we're doing it. I'm not going to venture into anything new now. I can't put limits on myself and say I'm not going to do it, but I'm not planning on it. Let's put it that way, because I'm not really sure what is going to happen with the economy in the next year, getting, as he gets started and stuff. So, I think we all feel the same together about that. Like, we're just taking baby steps every day and, not planning any major things yet. I don't think it's time to be planning any major moves right now, at least in my world, except maybe buying a piece of real estate. Not for myself, just, I'm looking for another stream of income to add to the list. Thank you for that, Buck. Mrs. A says, thank you, SST, and good morning, Buck. Sorry, didn't see you earlier. Sterling Will says, happy birthday to the wife lord. Happy birthday, wife lord. Everybody's saying thanks. Buck Brown says, all good, Mrs. A. I'm easily overlooked most of the time. Short fella issues. Ha ha ha. Dan Rumble says, RFK is going to take away my seed oils. Glug glug. Matthew Fields is in the house saying, hi, everyone. Hi, Matthew. Thanks for coming in. What is the purpose of butter and coffee? Music City Transport asks. So, grass-fed butter is high in butyrate. It's excellent for your brain. And it is also a fat, right? So, when you're intermittent fasting, it will satiate your hunger because it's fat. So as you're getting fat adapted, if you're just starting, you're trying to get fat adapted, this is a good way to do it. Help with that, but still maintain your fasting hours. And so it'll help you curb your appetite. So if you are fasting, if you're out there trying to fast, trying to get into fasting, you're struggling a little bit with the hunger thing, which I know a lot of guys do, right? Especially as you're, getting started and trying to get used to it. This is like a hack. But it is very good for your brain, and that's the biggest benefit. But it satiates you as well. So it's kind of like a little, tells your receptors that your body's getting a little food. So that's why it'll calm down the levels of ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone that when it is raised, that's what you're feeling hungry. That hormone is raising. So sometimes it's really hard for people to wait the 20 minutes through that and push through it, because then ghrelin will go back down and then you won't feel as hungry if you can just wait. But that 20 minutes can get very brutal, right? You're like, you can almost get to the point where like you're feeling like you're going to bite somebody's leg off, right? This helps solve that, bring those cravings down, brings that ghrelin down. So it's a healthy thing. Yay, we're live again. Tolga's in the house. Good morning, Tolga. Yes, this is in the house. If you're reading this, do something else with your life and stop wasting your brain cells. Get better role models. Top right, please hit don't recommend for the next person. Don't know what you're saying there. Tolga's saying salute, folks, saying hi to everybody. It is Mrs. A's birthday, Tolga, which you probably already heard. General says, try to make your coffee taste good. To try and make your coffee taste good without sugar. Yeah, so you just got to try it. So I highly recommend you I put 2 tablespoons of cold butter in my coffee, and then I whip it. Okay, it blends it in really good and blends everything together. This is super fun for me. And so you get a tiny froth on top. So that might be a little bit different for you guys that drink the black coffee. So I can't say it tastes all sweet and delicious like a dessert or nothing like that. It's not that. It's drinking it on purpose. Buck Brown says, real estate, you say? I might have a suggestion regarding this. Okay, not in Florida either. Marty Saint Amour is in the house. I put beer in my coffee. Hey, have never tried that, but I'm open to try it once. I've considered sea foam in my coffee. Six Semper Trirena says it works in everything else. Sea foam? Never heard of that one. Jerome Joe says, Kamal, good morning. Buck Brown says, SST, I'd make that. That'd make an awesome video. Yeah, it would. Dan says, whip in your butter coffee. Buck Brown says, whip it up good. Whip it good. That's like my all-time favorite song. Whip it. It will never go away inside of me. Like every time I hear it, it's a winner. Timeless classic in my book. So, thanks for hitting the likes, folks. If you haven't hit them on the way in and on the way out, I have something else to tell you about. You guys are really going to think I'm crazy for this one. So I think I've mentioned this before to those of you that are newer here, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but I do the step challenges in Samsung, and we've been getting everybody involved, and, that's been good for us to, get some extra workout, some extra motivation as a group. Okay. But I would get like irritated because I would be somewhere that's raining and whatever. And it's like, I can't go get my steps today, even though I'm motivated to do it. Right. So these guys are going to kick my butt in the challenge and stuff like that. Right. So I'm thinking about all that. So that got me further looking around for treadmill, a small treadmill. Okay. That is it possible? And we've had this. I know we've had this discussion before. A treadmill that you could use in your truck, right? How cool would that be? So I went over to like Temu, and I was searching, over there, and like trying to find the smallest treadmill thing I could find. I did find one, but it was like 50 pounds. Because here's the other thing you got to think about: you got to put that thing away. You got to move it. You can't just step on this treadmill and get it all dirty with your work boots and all this stuff. Like, you have to have something that is actually functionally to put away in the truck. I don't want to put anything on the top bunk because, even though I have a cargo net right here, it could bounce off. So I'm going to announce today that Eureka, I have found it. I have found the solution. And so I will be posting that video today so you can actually check out the video. But I've got to show you this because this works. I've tested it. I've measured it. I've ordered it. I've stored it successfully. So, and I also put this in my TikTok shop, but I'm not trying to promote that, even though it's there if you want one. And I put the link in the description of this video, but I'm just telling you that I have figured something out. And so I have to be open with my fellow Samsung challengers here too, because this is going to be a game changer. So you better get up to speed and get ready. So, because they beat me every time. They beat me every time. Especially Jersey Trucker, by the way. Jersey Trucker, if you're listening, yes, I'm talking about you. So I'm like, Jersey Trucker, are you on a treadmill or something? Like, he literally has 10,000 steps, and Cheap Freight Hauler's just, I don't know if Cheap Freight Hauler goes on the treadmill. These guys are killing us all, right? And I'm like, there's no way these guys are even working a job right now. So I have, and because the winter months are coming, and I don't want to stop with the motivation. I don't want to stop walking. I don't want to feel cooped up in here like I can't move, right? So if I can do my little exercise, so I can say the announcement is I finally have a complete gym inside the truck. Complete. I got it all in here. I got everything. So whether I use it or not, that's a different thing, but I have it. So I want you to know that now it is possible. You don't have to worry about going to Planet Fitness to get on that treadmill. You can do it right in your truck, no matter what the weather is. Oh my gosh, Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to show you because it's right here. I have it. And my truck is a mess, so I hope you don't see the floor because I haven't straightened up some certain things over there yet. It's just coffee, guys. I have to wake up. Okay, here we go. Ready? Let me see what the best angle will be. Let's see. Maybe I have to move this. Flip the camera. Okay. Do you see this thin treadmill? Do you see that? Bungee corded to the back of my seat. Easily stores. Okay. I'm super excited about this, obviously. That's it. It goes 5 miles an hour. So, there's no excuses not to get your cardio on if you got one of them. You're trucking around with it. How much does it weigh? You're asking? 40 pounds. What is the weight capacity of a man that it can handle? Up to 300 pounds. So, it's on. I can walk no matter what. Like, because I already got to take Dee out. But we are facing some cold weather, and I hate being cold, you guys. I hate it. So, I tend to run back to the truck. And I ain't got to do that no more. So, I can be walking my little tuchus off, you know, and do some videos, or I can do anything while I'm walking. And I can mount my camera, so I literally can walk and video and vlog and whatever. And so, I don't got to worry about the gym no more. I'm super happy about this thing. It works for truckers. I can't say if you have a cab over, you know, that's not going to work. But for most of these trucks, it literally is like, I think it's 48 inches long and it's only 19 inches wide. I'll have to remeasure that to be sure. But guys, you can have a treadmill in the truck now. And it slides right behind your seat. What? I'm serious. Did you ever imagine? So, I tried to upload a video yesterday, but somehow it completely disappeared. So, I'm going to redo that again today. So, look forward to that video because I kind of show application and use of that in that video. So, it'll give you a better idea. Because I know some of you guys make excuses like, you know, drive too much, it's been a busy week. Look, when your truck's getting loaded, when your trailer's getting loaded, you can get your steps in. Now you ain't got no excuse. Okay? And you're going to live longer. That's what I'm saying. And you can join my Samsung challenge. Go get the watch and get in there with us. There's a whole bunch of crap talking in the little chat in there. And we get on it. It's a little motivation that you just might need. David Edwards admits he's been seriously slacking in my steps. Ghost. Oh, did the ghost come in? Hold on. Let me catch up. Seafoam is engine cleaner. Oh, sorry, sick. I didn't know what seafoam was exactly. I'm thinking sea moss. Is he talking about sea moss? I'm thinking dietary ingredients. Toga says I can only drink filter coffee without sugar or honey. I know I'm sweet enough to don't use the sugar, but other coffees are making the nausea for some reason. Oh, then don't touch that. Yes, Toga, and you are sweet enough. You don't need sugar in your coffee. Toga said, see, I said howdy this time. I'm also learning real English step by step. Six says, strap it down to the catwalk. Well, yeah, you could. I mean, and you can even throw it outside. Okay, here's the other thing. Like, you don't want to touch the nasty parking lot? You can just throw it out there. And walk in the nice day. If it's a nice day, if you don't want to walk around. This is an issue for me because I'm a female. Some places are sketchy. You know? Some places have a lot of traffic and I can't walk around. So, God, look at all the great reasons. That's why I'm so excited. Like, I just solved so many problems in my life with this thing. It was a stress on me because I'm like, in this great world of things where we can clone humans and build robots, humanoids and cyborgs and whatever. Are you trying to tell me that they haven't invented a treadmill that's small enough for my little truck yet? And when I get on a trip like that about trying to find something that works to solve a problem, there's no, like, I'm dead set on it. So I took a risk on this one though, because I was asking, you know, they do a little live presentation. I'm asking them, like, is it this long? Is it that? And so it seemed like it was going to be okay. And I said, hey, here I go. It's on sale right now for $99, dude. I'm like, for $99 to get a nice, compact, thin, and lightweight treadmill for the house, okay, is great. Because my daughter's trying to lose weight from her baby weight and stuff like that. And she would go to the gym to use a treadmill. And I'm like, oh my God, you're freaking me out. So I said, we can get a treadmill. Like, it's okay. Anyways, so for cheap, right? So that was cheap and easy. And she can move it around easily and all of that other stuff. So I was like, but I want to see if it fits in the truck. So I'm going to get it for the house and then see if I can fit it in my truck. That way, to me, it's my business case. I justify not wasting money on this thing. I got it from TikTok shop. Yeah. And it's on sale, right? So girls, you know what I'm talking about. So I got it and she's been enjoying it. And she's like, it's great, Mom. It's really great. So I'm like, okay, now comes the test to see if I can fit it and use it in the truck. So they left for Alabama for Thanksgiving. So I'm left unsupervised, you guys. I'm left unsupervised. So, and I'm packing up the truck with my meat, right? Filling my freezer with all the meat and everything, getting all my supplies ready. And I'm like, oh yeah, the treadmill. And then I was like, oh, I didn't want to take away from her. She's loving it. I'm like, no, screw that. I kind of really got it for myself anyways, right? So no one's watching. No one's around. I'm left to my own demise. So I say, okay, let's see how easy this is. And I'm thinking, okay, and I want to put this in my TikTok shop too. So I'm like, all right, it has to be easy, you know, so I can talk about this thing. So I get it out here. I lift it up in here. It's not bad. I slide it up a little bit, you know, getting it in here. And then I get it inside. And the first thing I do is lay it down to see if it fits. I'm like, oh, cool, it fits, right? Fits in the middle, right? Now I got to be able to pick it up and store it and safely and out of my way easily, right? All these things. So I looked at my space behind my seat and I was like, I wonder if it fit back there, right? So and that's Dee Dee's seat. Okay. So I scooted it all the way up to give me the most room back there. Fantastic. So I'm like, okay, it sits back there just beautiful. Easy to pull out and plop down, right? Pull out, plop down. But I had to secure it. So I was like, all right, I don't want to scratch it or anything. So thanks to Sterling Wheel, who gave me an awesome tool set. Thank you, Sterling, by the way. Had a nice rubber bungee cord in there. And I used that beautiful rubber bungee cord to safely secure it so my seat isn't damaged and it doesn't scratch anything on the treadmill. And I have awesome story. It's totally not in the way. It's totally not in the way. Do you see this? So it's like joy. Victory is what I'm feeling, okay? So now, but because I took it from the house, she's gone to Alabama for a week. So I'm like, all right, now I have to order another one and have it sent to the house so that she has a treadmill there. But I'm super happy with it, so I will order another one. It's a good one. It's a good one for cheap. I wouldn't recommend you guys buy your wives a treadmill for Christmas unless they really want one. You know, they might take it the wrong way. I'm just saying. But $99. I'm really happy with that. Dan says when a good time goes around, you must whip it. You would never live it down unless you whip it. That's my song, man. I wonder if them guys are still alive. Does anybody know if Devo is still alive? Do you remember seeing them on MTV? Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Who? Tyke Tarkin is in the house. Chasing Ghosts is in the house. Good morning, guys. Guys and girls, sorry. Music City Transport says, Seafoam, why not house anti-gel? Oh, it's almost time for anti-gel too, guys. Six Emperor Tyrannus says, I put in steps hustling my strut in the truck stop parking lot. No, I do too. I mean, I'm not trying to strut around, but I do walk around. You know, you got to do, this is what I call it. You do a hot lap, right? See what's going on. See if you can see anybody you know. See if you recognize any trucks. That's what I do. I got to walk Dee Dee anyways, you know, so we're getting our exercise. Now, I'm still going to have to bite the cold because my little girl needs her exercise. She is a blue heeler, so there is no compromise on this. My next wild adventure is, do you think I could train her to walk in the treadmill? Anyways, that's kind of crazy, but I'm willing to try it just to see because, you know, why not? Then she can stay warm and walk too. I've seen people do that, actually. It would be a challenge with Dee Dee. She likes to jump around and bounce like a kangaroo. So she loves the snow. So don't worry, I'm not going to start neglecting my dog. But, you know, for the days it's too cold and, you know, we're going to see what we can do with this thing. But yeah, it's getting colder. Start thinking about anti-gel and getting it in your truck, guys. Extra antifreeze and extra oil. Chasing Ghost says, I passed my physical yesterday. I blew up screaming at someone who drove me there, and it lowered my blood pressure 120 to 60. Yelling is good for my health. Congratulations, Chasing Ghost, for passing your physical. Marty says, extraordinary is my everyday. Yeah, life is short. Like, why not, you know? Buck Brown has another fun fact for us, saying there's a spot where you can go south from Georgia into Alabama. Interesting. Yeah, they're down there for Thanksgiving, and they're taking the baby. He's the youngest of the 3 that we had this last year. And he's got a whole big family down in Alabama that hasn't even got to meet him yet. So they're taking the baby down there to have a first Thanksgiving with them so they can meet the baby. So that's pretty cool. $10 super chat from Sterling Whale saying, you don't need a treadmill. Put down some vinyl flooring and a pair of socks and moonwalk. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Sterling Wheel says Tolga is a goat broker. Old School Truckin' says good morning, Tolga. And Tolga says vinyl budget. Tolga with a community message. Don't forget to leave a like, you legends. If you're watching the stream from your phone, double tap the middle of the screen and you folks will automatically give the like. Appreciate it, everybody. Mark Ely says, I like TikTok shop. Well, Mark, go check out my TikTok showcase. I'm trying to put stuff in there that there's some lady stuff in there too, and some guy stuff, but you know, stuff we can use as truckers. Because my TikTok channel is Shannon Thomas Trucking also. So I got to keep, my content around trucking. Bug Brown says, Sterling, if I was in Tolga's part of the world, I would be one as well. If you are a TikTok shopper, Mark Ely, and you like this this portable treadmill, that's what I'm calling it, a portable treadmill, the link is in the description of this video. It should take you right over there. You don't have to leave yet, but after the thing. Like, if anybody wants to check, if anybody else in this world besides weird little me has been thinking, gosh, I sure wish there was a treadmill that fit in a truck that I could just use during the cold weather. I'm just telling you, I found it. And that's it right there. Dewana is in the house saying, hello, Shannon Thomas Trucking. Hello, Dewana. Welcome in. Grab a nice cup of coffee and settle in. David Edwards says, I have to catch the replay. I have many questions about this treadmill. Well, okay. I'm going to put up a video about it, a focus video about this, and where you can watch me, like, put it in here and whatever. I have to reload it. I loaded it last night, and I don't understand what happened, but I looked in my studio this morning. It's absolutely not there. So I'm going to reload it. So be on the lookout for that today. And thank you for the super chat, Sterling. The link is in the description of this video. But you're going to probably want to watch my next video where I'm actually more of a promotional video. And you can actually see some more about it. David Edwards says, please be safe and blessed. I promise. Tolga says to Buck, let's go to Afghanistan together to start our own Go Empire, sir. Dewana says, hi to everybody. Devo is still alive. Was anybody else a fan of Devo? That song is amazing. And you can't get it out of your head. Like, once you hear it, you're singing it all day, right? That's the mark of a good song. Sterling says, de-evolution will never end. Tolga's hungover. Tolga, I'm worried about your liver. Old School says, I had a bad week. My truck has been broken down since Wednesday, making no money. Oh my gosh, Old School. Yeah, so I've been in the shop all week. I was talking about that at the beginning of this live, like completely stressful for me right now. And now I have another flat tire, which should not even be because I just got a tire shop. So I'm having that kind of week too. So I feel you. I hope it's not too expensive for you there. Prayers on that situation. Wheelburner says, it's just my opinion, but unfortunately I think the trucking genre in YouTube is oversaturated and flat now. People better start expanding their channels into other things besides trucking. Yeah, my TikTok is a little bit... TikTok's taken me on an adventure. It's different. It's weird. But I may have to change that. I don't know. I'm just taking baby steps. I am trying to expand out and trying to figure this out. The algorithm is God in any of these, okay? So don't get confused. Not, that's not my God, but in this situation. So if you're trying to be a creator and you're trying to pick up on some of these things, I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys might have, but I'm being a guinea pig right now. Like, I'm trying to, like, is this possible? What if, I'm taking the chance. I'm sticking my little toes out there. What I've learned so far, especially over there, is that the algorithm is, and it's probably the same with YouTube, I'm sure. We always talked about the algorithm on YouTube. So you have to learn how to work the algorithm. That's really what it is. It's not luck. It's not like you're the best. It's not like, yeah, do you want to try to be interesting and entertaining, which I have an extremely difficult time doing. But there's a lot of other stuff to it. The tagging, the words, B-roll, sharing out, copying links, like, holy crap. It's kind of overwhelming, but I'm trying to break it down. George says, apparel. Hi, George. I don't know what that means. Six says, if I was in Tolga's part of the world, I'd be smuggling religious artifacts into the Western world. We've invited him many times. Buck Brown says, but trucks come with built-in stairs, open both doors, and make loops in and out. No, that's entirely, yeah, you're right there, Buck. I just wanted to do something like that I thought seemed impossible, but I was willing to like bust it, you know? Like, I'm gonna figure it out. There's gotta be a way, you know? If I got the rest of the gym in here, like, why can't I have that too? And of course I thought, well, if they don't make them short enough, then maybe you'd have to, if you wanted to do that, you would have to take the passenger seat out or something like that. And you still could do that. Like, if you wanted to set up that whole space. But I was like, no, there has to be something easier. And I'm so excited that I finally completed that mission. Madi is in the house. Modi? Jatem? Well, thank you. Thank you, Modi. Welcome in. Love the positive words. George, oh, my French. Listen, I haven't done French since high school. Let me see if I can say this. Je suis un breton de français buvant un coup ensemble. That's terrible. Thanks, George, for giving me a French exercise today. I don't know what that means. If I said something bad, I'm sorry. Snorlord shouts TikTok is evil. Tolga says acclamations at George Abitbal. Tolga, can you translate what that said? Tolga, please help me out here. Help a sister out. Yeah, I know I can Google it and translate. Can't do that while I'm live. I'm saying like right now. Mark Ely says, a friend told me there are hookers on TikTok. Yeah, okay, there's hookers, witches, Satan worshipers, tarot reading card ladies, you name it. Sugar daddies? Yeah, there's sugar daddies. I've had about 17 proposals asking me if I've had a sugar daddy or would I like one. It's crazy. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need your money. You know, for texting back. They claim. I'm like, I don't know how any of this works. Guy says, well, if you just be there when I need a friend to talk to. I'm like, hey, bro, I can do whatever I can for free. You don't need to pay for friendship, brother. Like, you know, so I'm trying to minister back to these people. Like, you don't need to pay for that. What do you, if there's no risque things involved, then you're just looking for friendship. Like, that's free, brother. That's how I approach it. And then they don't be asking no more. So I don't know, but they come daily. George says, I don't understand your language. I'm a French guy. Sorry. I don't speak English. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. I don't know. It looks like you're figuring some way to do that. So I appreciate you. What's thank you in French? Merci beaucoup. Six Semper Tyrannis says bussin', I think the kids say. Google Translate is very handy. Yeah, I just can't use it on my live. Snorlord says, sorry, Madi, I accidentally removed your comment. Toga says he was saying, let's have a drink to friendship, love, and joy. Thank you, Toga. That's very nice. Dude, I haven't tried to speak French literally since way back then. I used to be fluent in French. I mean, pretty fluent. I don't want to say completely fluent, pretty fluent. But man, it's like the thing. I have not used it. I have not tried. But I enjoyed the class very much in high school. Snorler said, I took a year of French in high school. I can speak 3 words. Mrs. A said, my brother used to have a police dog that only understood French. Okay. Isn't that funny? I think it's tougher if like you teach your dog in German. I always thought that was really cool. I've seen several guys that have done that, like German shepherds especially. But the French is such a beautiful, smooth language. Even when it's angry, it doesn't sound angry to me. Oh gosh, here's another one. Deventu quelle heure est-il chez toi? I think he's asking me in that sentence. I don't know what the first part is, but I think he's saying, what time is it where you live? Tolga, check me. Okay, it is, George, it is, I can't say it in French, 10:50 a.m. in the morning where I live. Yeah, okay, where are you from? I'm from the United States, and it's 10:51 a.m. during our morning coffee chat. Go Truck Yourself is in the house saying, Tolga, what's up? Old School Truckin' says, I know a few French words. Other than that, my knowledge of French is extremely limited. Buck Brown says, I hear risque and think of a certain cafe. He says, merci, Tolga. Night Ranger's in the house saying, doesn't everybody remember Flock of Seagulls? The song, I Run So Far Away. And I run so far away. I'm not a singer, guys. Couldn't get away. Isn't that the one? Is that right? Or is that a different song? I could be totally screwing that up. Snowlord says, what's French for I just got mauled by a police dog? Mrs. A says, I think it was just strategy, Tolga. They don't need the criminals putting the dog into a sit-stay, but she may have also been posh. George says, merci, Tolga. Je comprends pas un mot assez qui est sur actuellement. Haha, he's laughing in your eye. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, George. I can get some of that, but not enough to understand. How funny. Go Truck Yourself says, doing good. Been off YouTube for a few months. Well, congrats on the break. Thanks for coming back in here, though. Go Truck Yourself. It's good to see you, knowing you're okay. I was beginning to wonder. Oh boy. Sorler says, je viens de me faire mutiler par un policier. You guys are, this is entertaining to you, isn't it? 10 a.m. is 4:50 p.m. at my place. Okay. I think I hit the bottom of the comments. I've lost half my people. What do we got going on here? Thank you, Sterling Will, for the multiple super chats. I'm assuming it's getting about that time, about 11 o'clock. You guys got things to do. I know some other people want to go live today. So Buck Brown mentioned it and Sterling Will mentioned it. And Snorlord at Snorlord OG might come on with a reaction video of his day. Once he gets done doing what he's doing, he might come on his channel and say something about it and tell the story. Can anybody concur or confirm? Maybe that might happen. So stay tuned. Wheelburner may go live. Wheelburner, are you going to go live? Are you washing your butt still? Are you washing your butt still, Wheelburner? Are you going to go live today? Anyways, Sterling Wheel, Wheel burner. Probably catch. Buck Brown's talking about it. Anybody else that I lost or forgot? God bless you guys that are out there driving, and for all of you servicemen and women in the crowd that may or may not be listening or catching the replay, I want to say thank you for your service. And that was a lot of comment reading, guys, so thank you for all the comments. Old School says you're beautiful this morning. Well, thank you, Old School, you sweetheart. Sweetheart. Je ne parle français. Snorler's talking French, y'all. He's got his little beret on right now. He's probably I'm gonna go on. He's got his beret on, he's ready to go to church, he's speaking French. You know, he's probably drinking some French coffee right now. He's twisting up his mustache, right? I don't know. Stereotypes, right? We got all kinds of them here in America. Okay, so back to my life. I told you about my new toy in the truck. This is a really hard week because, you know, the holiday's coming up on Thursday. Like, who's going home for the holiday? In my situation with all of these delays that a domino effect on me, now look what I'm looking at. I'm going to go to the tire shop on Monday, and I'm supposed to be back for Thanksgiving on Thursday. I got Monday through Thursday to work with before I have to get my tail back home. That is making it harder and harder. I can't make any significant money like that. I'm not optimistic about this week either. That's going to put me 2 weeks like. And then I got to be back on December 7th because Winter, the middle baby of the 3 babies that we had, is turning 1. Walker, Texas Ranger, is already turned 1. And now Winter is turning 1. And then we still got 1 more. And I always make the first birthdays, like hell or high water. And I've committed to Thanksgiving. So the next couple weeks are not going to be very profitable for this girl and her business, okay? It's going to be really tough. So pray for me and support my channel. Maybe I can earn a couple extra dollars on the YouTubes or the TikToks. If you guys are ordering Christmas gifts, catch the Black Friday sales over there. I'm just saying, there's lots of good stuff for cheap. It's insane. It's insane. It'll help you buy for everybody. My brother used to have a police dog that, oh, I read that already. I'm sorry. Now everybody's speaking German and French. That was the 2 language in Spanish. We had German, French, and Spanish in high school to choose from. The good news is the maintenance is done. I'm ready for winter, okay? The truck is rocking out. It's pinpoint perfect. I got my new engine filter on there. I'm ready to rock. I'm circling back to trucking. Night Ranger says go shopping on Triple Coupe on Thursday to save money. Is that on TikTok or is that on Amazon? Like, what is that on, Night Ranger? Thank you for that great tip. All I know is that here's the thing about TikTok shopping, you guys. The deals are so good, like you get addicted to all of it, and you can look up anything you need. It's endless. So it will keep you on there like, oh my gosh. And then you're gonna see something else. It's like, oh, I could really use that, right? It's totally a wild shopping experience. So I'm gonna do my little darndest every chance I get, every little chance I get. I got some free samples of some stuff coming. I'm going to do reviews on those when I get my hands on them. But I have a couple things in the truck that I've already bought that I put in my shop that I happen to like. And so I'm going to do what I can with what I have while I'm in the truck. And I'm going to try to kick that thing off, you know, get something going. And we're going to see how that goes. So you guys can laugh. You can be mad at me. You can watch what I do with this, how it evolves. I don't know. It may never do anything. I don't know. But I am an entrepreneur and I'm trying to earn more money. And you obviously know my personality. I can talk about stuff. I can talk about items, right? And I'm seeing like lesser humans are being successful over there. Not that they're lesser, not that any human's less. I mean, lesser skilled folks than me are doing very well. Just being simply simple and real about and showing you something. So I'm like, seems easy enough, right? Who knows? I may be able to bring you something of value and, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying. It's just another adventure, okay? Don't hate on me, Snorlord. It's just another adventure. It's only like, and it's not something that I can see how TikTok wants to manipulate you to keep you engaged 100% of your entire life because that's how great their algorithm is. But you have to keep your own boundaries, okay? In everything. And so you know when you've been on that phone for too long. And right now, we got an hour and a half, and I want to let you go so that you can be productive today. So I want to say God bless you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all of you for coming in and speaking languages in my chat that I can't understand nor can I read because I'm a little, you know, not in practice. But thank you for coming in anyways. George says, Walker, Texas Rangers, chicken and fries on a Sunday lunch. Don Stronger just got here. Well, you can watch the replay, Don. But I don't want to keep anybody. I want this to be a good and healthy time that we spend together. And if I hold everybody for too long and, you know, my numbers go stupid and fall off and all of this. The Bola Wood says we have the same colored shirts on. Brings our blue eyes out. That's it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because, you know, cool like that. So, Don, you just got here. You missed the funnest part was that I found a treadmill. I'm only saying this to Don, you guys, because he's one of the contestants in the Samsung walking challenges. This is a game changer, Don. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time just for the folks that came in late. Check this out. You see what that is, Don? You see how easily and comfortably that is stored behind my seat? Yes, I did it. And yes, it fits. And yes, it's great. And you guys on the step challenge, you're going to be in trouble. I'm coming after you. The link is in the description. If you guys want to check it out. Yes, it does fit in the semi-truck very nicely. And I still had room to spare without sliding it under my bunk. I thought I was going to have to slide the end because of the length. It being too long. The thing fits perfect. So, there's that. And I'm ready to eat some steak. So I'm literally going to cook breakfast. I'm making eggs, grass-fed sausage that I got. And I'm making some big, thick steaks for me and Dee Dee. She's going to have an egg. She's going to have salmon. And she's going to have a steak for breakfast. So I'm going to get that on. She's been bored all night. And that's what we're going to do. So I hope you have some breakfast. I hope you get on with your day. And for those of you out there driving today and working and listening to this, I appreciate you. And I hope that you stay safe and out of the nasty weather. Unless you got to go in the nasty weather, but be careful. God bless you out there. And happy birthday to Mrs. A. Nobody forget that. I had steak and eggs too. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry. My eyes are brown, man. Look. Okay. So thank you for the international folks that came in. Appreciate you guys. We have Brazil. We have France in the house. United States. George says you live in whose states in USA? Sorry, I'm bad level English. I live in the Midwest area, George. I don't like to say exactly where I live. Thanks, Toga. I live in Michigan. So Toga's got it out there. I try to be, private. It's fine. It's weird. What do you do? What can you do? People that ask me that on TikTok, I do not tell them. I do not tell any. I practice security on TikTok. First of all, I stopped engaging with all the comments. You have DMs and then you have the comments on your video. So what you want to do is interact with the ones on your videos, not what's in your DMs. Because the DMs come the tarot card readers, the freaking sugar daddy guys, the fake profiles are just trying to get you to go on WhatsApp. Like, hey, can you talk to me over on WhatsApp? Right? There's all those kinds of things. Those will come in your DMs. Chief Ray Holler says, I hope everyone gets home that wants to be home for Turkey Day. Yeah. I'm going to be... Dude. I'm not going to make any money for 2 weeks straight. That really hurts. If I want to make it home for Thanksgiving. And trust me, I've put that off probably long enough. I've been out here 5 years now. And I'm just going to have to trust the Lord to carry me through this somehow. And I'm going to show up this year. So that's what it's going to be. If it takes me a month to catch up, then it's going to have to. Wheel Burner Express says, we don't hold it against you that you're from Michigan. We still love you. Thank you. Yes, Wheel Burner, you and Dar love me despite all of my flaws or shortcomings. Thank you. And everybody thank Wheel Burner for taking us in the shower with him once again. That was fun. Midwest. What town? I'm living in Brest, France. Okay. I've never been to France. I wanted to go when I was in French class back in high school, but going overseas for anything right now is kind of scary to me. I don't think I'm trying to do that anytime soon. Okay, love you guys. That's it for today. Watch out for my next video I'm going to post. It's like a 2.5 minute video, and you can see how I actually can use this thing in here. And you can see the placement of it in the truck and all of that. It's not impossible. So I think you should watch that video, and it'll answer a lot of your other little questions. I'm going to get to work on posting that right now while I'm cooking my steak. So love you guys. Until the next one, I appreciate you. And God bless you out there and be safe.